Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. Just gonna let you know in advance, if you do hear any wind or anything, it's because I'm sitting in my car, because this is like the best place to where it does not echo that much. So I'm in my car and it's kind of windy out, and it just snowed for the first time today, so it was kind of fucking weird. But anyways, this is kind of a new style that I'm going to try. I'm going to try multiple different styles of different types of videos to see which one I prefer and which one I like. Not gonna lie, this video took a lot of fucking planning, took a lot of fucking work. I had to write over 10 pages worth of stuff. It was very fucking annoying, but I don't know, it's been pretty alright so far. This is going over the Modern Warfare 2019 through Modern Warfare 2 story. So we're going to be talking about the Modern Warfare 2019 campaign, and we're going to be talking about Warzone from Seasons 1 to Season 6 of the Modern Warfare era, and then we're going to be talking about Modern Warfare 2 campaign to what we know so far. The Modern Warfare 2 campaign early access is dropping in the next 3 days, or actually it's going to be posted on Tuesday, so it's going to be dropping on Thursday, and then I will have 3 to 4 videos on the campaign, going over walkthroughs and all that. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. If you like this style, be like, hey, I like this style. I really enjoy it. I really appreciate to let me know. I know I could do more. If you want to see another character or story or Call of Duty, or you want me to explain the entire Warzone storyline or anything at that point, please let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get right into the video. The time will be around present day, or around 2019 when the game released. Omar Sullivan, aka The Wolf, started a terrorist organization called Al-Qatala. The group is located in Urzikstan. They are created after Russia started to occupy their land, and then when the foreign powers would not move, they committed acts of terrorism against their countries. Kate Laswell, CIA Inspector General, sends her agents to Verdansk, Russia. We meet Alex, whose real name is unknown, and he's going to be one of our main characters in our storyline. They are sent to a facility to track a truck filled with weaponized chlorine gas. Alex and the agents storm the facility, calling in an airstrike as a welcoming gift to let them easily break into the facility. Unbeknownst to them, the facility is under the command of General Roman Barkov, who is focusing his attacks on Urzikstan. As they move in on the gas, multiple Marines are shot and KIA'd. They move forward, only to find out that the Russian military is there. Alex calls it in, they get to the gas, get a sample, and they move on out. As soon as they move out of the facility, a car that is on fire rolls down a hill. It smashes into their cars, ambushed by an unknown group. Multiple Marines are shot, and the group moves in towards the Marines. They believe that the Marines were actually Russians, and then they were shocked and terrified to find out that they were Americans, and they had to run. Laswell is then informed on the situation from Alex, and then she is told by multiple people to fix the situation at whatever cost. So she makes a call to someone, and that call was answered by none other than Captain John Price, also known as Daddy Price. Price believes that the gas is moving towards London, so the SAS sends in Sergeant Kyle Garrick to London to find the gas. Also, by the way, I'm going to be calling Kyle Garrick Gaz. At the end of the story, he gets called Gaz, so for now, when I'm saying Gaz, I'm referring to Kyle Garrick. Thank you. Gaz sees a white van with canisters inside that appears to be the chlorine gas that was stolen from the facility, and as soon as they confront the van speeds off. When the van speeds off, it goes into the dead center of Piccadilly Circus and explodes. Chaos ensues. A terrorist group comes out from all around and starts shooting up civilians, law enforcement, anyone that's there. There's multiple people with ARs, multiple people with LMGs inside windows, and there are suicide bombers all throughout Piccadilly Circus. It is an absolute massacre. And then there's people holding hostages. Gaz is able to clear out buildings and get through, and then he goes into a building where there's hostages before he is attacked by somebody with a knife. But as soon as the guy's about to stab him, Captain Price walks out and shoots the guy with the knife. That is where Gaz and Price team up to go in and save the hostages inside. The only issue with that is that one of the hostages was strapped with bombs that couldn't be defused, so they had to throw him off the balcony and he exploded. And as soon as that hostage situation is over, Gaz and Price discuss what occurred. Gaz says he has intel and he's been tracking these terrorist groups for weeks, and with that intel, him and Price join together to go track them down. After the attacks in London, Al-Qatala claims responsibility. Alex is sent to search for the chemicals believed to be in the hands of Al-Qatala. He meets with Farah Karim and Hidir Karim, commanders of the Urzikstan Liberation Force. We end up getting a quick backstory on the two. I'm going to try to explain as fast as I can. A young Farah is pulled out of rubble and taken to her dad. Her and her dad head back to the house. Just as they're heading back to the house, a group of Russians come off a truck and start shooting a bunch of civilians. Farah and her dad run as fast as they can back to their house to go meet with a young Hadir, and they make plans to escape the city. As soon as they're about to escape the city, a big Russian soldier breaks into the house and starts fighting the dad. Farah's dad ends up getting injured, and the Russian soldier goes to go find the children to go kill him. Farah then takes a scissors and stabs a soldier, injuring him enough to where they're able to grab one of his guns and shoot him and kill him. They end up taking one of his gas masks because some gas has been deployed outside. They get out of their house and run over to a field where they find a truck. They think the truck is empty or there's no one around, but turns out there's 2 Russian soldiers. Farah is able to get a gun and end up shooting one of the Russian soldiers, but is ended up taken down by General Barkov, and then they are held captive for over 10 years, with Farah being under the codename Karim, and she keeps in contact with the SAS trying to get them out. Hadir and Farah make an escape plan. Hadir gets a key to a weapons locker, and when the time is right, Farah is able to escape with a bunch of people. They open the weapon vault, grab a bunch of AKs and stuff. They shoot up a bunch of the guards and stuff, and they make it to another warehouse where Hadir is being held because he's about to be burned alive. A younger Lieutenant John Price, who happens to save the crew. So they go on there, they save Hadir along with, that's how Price and Farah meet in the story. So that's how we get the backstory on that connection. Back to present day, Alex informs Farah and Hadir about the stolen Russian gas. They pin it to Al-Qatala. They make a deal. They'll help him get the gas if Alex helps him against the Russians. With that, Farah and Alex disguise themselves as civilians and are able to plant explosives on helicopters. They detonate the explosives and more Russians arrive on scene. With the Russians distracted from the explosions, Hadir and Alex attack a Russian airbase with explosives, with air support temporarily taking out Russians out of the air in Urzikstan. Price and Gaz locate a safe house in London with the help of the SAS, and Al-Qatala members are inside. They storm the house, killing Al-Qatala members inside, where they find a laptop inside filled with information on cell plans and even IP addresses, which one is a hospital in Urzikstan where the wolf is at. Can I just say that mission is fucking amazing. That is one of the best missions, I think, in Call of Duty history. I have yet to play a mission that's been better. Not entirely. There's one mission that is better.
Remember, no Russian.
Alex and Sergeant Griggs move in on the hospital, breaking in the hospital, moving up floors, and reaching the floors to where the wolf is about to take out some United States hostages. So they take a camera, get in, see the entire situation. Alex gets in behind and takes down the wolf, while the other Marines barge in and take out the other Al-Qatala members, and they take the wolf hostage. They take him to the embassy. At the embassy, the wolf says that Al-Qatala does not have the gas, but he wishes the Al-Qatala had the gas. Al-Qatala forces close in on the embassy, led by a man named the Butcher. They obviously demand the wolf's release. Eventually, Al-Qatala gets in and breaks into the embassy, and the team escorts the wolf down into a safer place. Price and Gaz come in on a helicopter, which ends up exploding, but Price and Gaz get out of the helicopter just in time and help Alex and Farah and Hadir get the wolf into a safer place. Ambassador is shot and killed, but the assistant grabs the key card because they need the key card to be able to get out of the embassy safely. Once they do that, they get the assistant to them and they are able to escape the embassy. They go to the ambassador's residence that is just outside the embassy and fend off Al-Qatala's soldiers, but as soon as they fend them all off, they find out that the wolf has escaped from their captivity. But Farah doesn't believe that he'll escape because Farah and Hadir know a road that is the only way out of that area. So they go to set up an ambush on the road. And when the Al-Qatala members arrive, they end up shooting and killing them. But as soon as they think that they've defeated everyone, Russia arrives. Alex is there too. They fend off Russia as long as they can. They fend them off as long as they can, but are overwhelmed by Russia. So they back up, and Hadir has a backup plan. That backup plan was in the back of his truck. What was in the back of his truck was the chlorine gas from the facility. He uses it and blows the gas up all around the Russians, taking out obviously the Russians, but enough to obviously taking out the Russians, and makes Farah and Alex pass out. But just before Farah passes out, she gets one last word into Hadir. Alex and Farah are then rescued by Gaz and Price and are taken back to meet with Laswell, where they have a new mission to retrieve what is left of the gas and capture Hadir. Hadir appears to be working with the wolf and the butcher. Farah volunteers to help capture Hadir. They had to find him, tracking them down to a house that has underground tunnels. Alex and Farah go down first, but then are trapped in there due to an explosion, so Price and Gaz are up top. Farah and Alex fight multiple waves of enemies, taking them all down until they find the wolf, strapped up with a bunch of explosives and a bomb ready to go off. They end up shooting the wolf dead and disarming the explosives, and are able to get out just before the place burns and is overwhelmed by the soldiers. They meet back with Laswell and a colonel. They are informed that Farr's army is now on the foreign terror list, meaning that America's Marines are now told to shoot Farr's army. Farrah, obviously being pissed about that, she goes back to Urzikstan along with Alex, and Price and Gaz head to St. Petersburg after they have a lead from Nikolai that says the butcher is in St. Petersburg. They hunt and track down the butcher, capturing him, and they interrogate him, but obviously the interrogation is not going according to plan, so Nikolai pulls out his backup plan. He pulls out his child and his wife. This story is kind of dark. He finally gets talking and reveals where Hadir is. Price leaves Gaz to kill the butcher in front of his family. Nikolai cleans up the whole situation, gets it ready for the Russian police. Price and Gaz go in a police cruiser and escape undetected, and they head over to General Barkov's estate. They go through the estate, taking out multiple Russian soldiers, and they eventually get to the main house to where they find Hadir going through and finding where the Russians are making the gas. It's a chemical factory in eastern Georgia. Not the fuck state, the goddamn country. They are eventually ambushed in the estate's main house, and then they run and are able to escape, where they meet Laswell, and Laswell has to turn over Hadir to the Russians, but they agree that Price will keep the intel on the factory. Price then heads to meet Farah and Alec, where he's met with hostility, but then tells Farah about the factory. This would help take Farah's army off the list if they help, and he very obviously agrees, because NATO would then blame Al-Qatala for the gas attack on the Russians. Price and the group head to the factory located in where they head to infiltrate the facility. They take out waves of enemies where they meet Nikolai and get explosives from him. Alex and Farah head to the furnaces, where they are ambushed by a heavily armored juggernaut. The detonator breaks, and Alex offers to blow them up manually. Farah heavily disagrees, but Alex does it anyway, and then Farah goes to sneak on the helicopter where General Barkov will escape. Price and Gaz head to the pipes of the facility, place explosives on the pipes. Everything goes just fine on their end. When Farah snuck onto the helicopter, she killed General Barkov, and Alex detonates the explosives, killing him. Price then meets with Laswell to discuss a new task force. Laswell gives him files from General Shepard. Yeah, the General Shepard. She questions who some of the members are, and he mentions some names. Kyle, Gaz, Garrick, John, Soap, McTavish, and none other than the man himself, Simon Ghost Riley. This task force will be called 141. Alright, that is basically the entire Modern Warfare 2019 campaign summary, so I'm going to quick go through Warzone and then go through Modern Warfare 2. So that is the Modern Warfare 2019 storyline. I'm going to move through into Warzone. A man named Sakayev wants to take over Barkov's throne. Price mentions that he's met him before, back in Pripyat with Macmillan, but turns out that was the father in Pripyat. This is the son, Victor. Victor wants Hadir out of captivity. The Russians are attacked by Al-Qatala in Verdansk. They have a new leader, Khalid al-Assad. Price meets with a Russian commander, and they agree to help and join forces together to help fight against Al-Qatala and form a group called Armistice. Starting in Season 1, Al-Qatala invades Verdansk with the help of Mr. Z, aka Zakayev, with smuggling weapons into Verdansk. Mara, one of the new operators in this season, is part of Coalition and Allegiance form together to form Armistice, so that's what that is. She spots a helicopter that was just shot down by none other than another Armistice member named Nikto. This starts showing the corruption in Armistice. That's basically all that happens in Season 1. In Season 2, more Armistice members start to fight each other. More and more, no one knows why. Ghost is sent in to find out why, because he is one of the people that Price can trust. In Season 3, Mr. Z's plan is working. Armistice has officially fallen, but then Alex returns from the dead. Another soldier that Price can trust. But he's missing a leg and has a prosthetic leg. That's basically all that happened in Season 3. In Season 4, they are told the history of Armistice. Broadcast told people to leave, and when they did, people that were hired by Mr. Z and paid lots of money shot down planes that were trying to leave Verdansk. So Mr. Z was corrupting a bunch of Armistice members by paying them a lot of money. You know who also gets paid a lot of money? Shadow Company. In Season 5, Shadow Company is introduced. They really don't do that much at all, but I think they introduced them to have them in more in Modern Warfare 2, because they are more prominent in Modern Warfare 2, as I will explain later. But Mr. Z is working out a bunker underneath a monument in the southern side of Verdansk. Inside, there was a nuke, ready to blow up Verdansk. And then in Season 5 and Season 6, they start meshing into Cold War to make it make more, to make it flow a little bit better. I'm not going to say or explain explain any of that because it doesn't really need to explain. In Season 6, Mr. Z was found to be using the underground subway tunnels to move troops and supplies underneath Verdansk undetected. Task Force 141 found out and started to track his whereabouts. In a brand new cutscene at the end of the season, we see Captain Price and Task Force 141 take out Mr. Z and disable the nuke just before it goes off. After stopping the nuke, they find out that things are heating up outside of Verdansk by none other than Soap, who we see for the first time. I'm not sure if this part is canon or not, but so take this next part with a grain, and I mean a very little grain of salt. Zombies are then introduced from a time-traveling ship and then invade all of Verdansk, leaving gases around, and Verdansk eventually falls to where they end up eventually nuking Verdansk. They don't state very clearly if it's continuity or not, because they technically were supposed to have zombies in Modern Warfare but didn't go through with it. So technically don't know if this is canon or not. I'm gonna say it's not. Maybe they just have a different story why Verdansk got nuked. And that's basically the entire Warzone story, and this is what we're going to find out about the Modern Warfare 2 story. General Shepard meets with Laswell about certain intel and wonder what's happening, to wonder if they're at war. There's two wars going on at the same time. The war on drugs and the war on terror. Soap and Ghost head to Mexico with Alejandro Vargas, or Vargos? I'm going to say Vargos, to help him with the war on drugs. Both wars cannot be happening at the same time. Vargos and his team work with Task Force 141 to take down weapons dealers who are giving supplies to Alcatala. Two wars on two opposite sides of the world. Shadow Company seems to be really involved in, because they are seen in the story trailer interrogating one of the big leaders in a terrorist organization, Major Hassad. There apparently seems to be bigger bad guys in the story. I'm assuming that one of the bad guys is probably going to be General Shepard, I'm not going to lie. And then, by the way, two people who have not been seen in any of the trailers is Alex and Farah. Farah has been seen in the multiplayer beta, but Alex has not been seen anywhere. I'm going to assume that Alex is in the game, along with Farah, but they're probably just more in Urzikstan, and they're probably going to make like a little cameo. That's basically it for the Modern Warfare storyline. You are all caught up to date on everything you need to know Modern Warfare storyline wise. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be playing, once again, the Modern Warfare 2 campaign as soon as it comes out on either Wednesday or Thursday. I'll have videos up throughout the week about it. And then next week we have Modern Warfare 2, obviously, and I'll be playing and probably live streaming it on Twitch. So if you want to go watch me unfiltered or whatever on Twitch, you can follow my Twitch. I'll have a link in the description for all of my social medias. Alright, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, week, month, year, and hopefully you'll come back for my next video, probably coming out this Thursday. So, peace out.